What's up everybody? It's your boy Mood616 and welcome back to part 8 of my DVD slash Blu-ray collection overview shelf by shelf series. Yeah man, it's glad to be back here. It's been roughly like a week and a half since I've done a video. Just busy with life, man. Spring break hit and I got really sick the second week. And unfortunately I had my kid all week. Well, not unfortunately, but due to circumstances, the wife ended up having to work all week. She was supposed to be off the entire week. So that all contributed to me not making videos in the last week, you know, combined with being sick and stuff too. So, but now it's Monday morning, kids in school, and, you know, I've got some free time, so I can actually get a video out. But you guys know the routine. This is just the standard part of the DVDs. All my favorite companies are not in this section. They're all separated on the other side of the room. So anyways, let's get right into this shelf number 8. First up here, man, we got Honey Spider. This is a film released by Brain Damage. I actually did a full-length review for this one, so you guys can check that out if you want to know more about it. But I do recommend this film. It was actually pretty damn cool, man. It's got some really cool scenes in it. Love the ending. I thought the ending was really cool. It was a little bit surprising. But yeah, there's some really cool theater scenes in this film and stuff. But give it a shot. Pretty cool indie film. Honey Spider. Really enjoyed it. Next up we got Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror anthology film. Fun shit, man. Really fun. This one actually turned out to be a lot better than ever than I anticipated it to be, because I remember seeing this one and going, wow man, it just looks really bad. But it turns out it actually is worth the watch. It's pretty fun. Next up here we got Hood Rat with Ice-T and Isaiah Washington. This is kind of like Ben in the Hood. You know, it's basically, it's a killer rat film, but it's the same story kind of in the hood. So, Hood Rat, interesting. I actually kind of like that film. We got the French, The Horde, zombie film, where criminals and cops have to kind of team up to fight off this horde of zombies. So it takes place like all in an apartment building type deal. Very cool film. Everyone knows about this one. I'm not too keen on the ending at the very end of this film. It kind of pisses me off a little bit because I can't buy into it ever happening like that. But yeah, still a really good film. Next up, Horns. Another huge surprise, man. Daniel Radcliffe, Juno Temple. Very interesting film. This one, it was a big surprise. You know, I kept putting this one off, you know, to check it out. I didn't really know what to expect from it, but it was just a lot better than anticipated. Alexander Aja, yeah, he did this one. We all know who he is, but yeah, very surprising, man. I don't know. Horrible Way to Die, another really great film, man. This is just awesome shit from Adam Wingard. Yeah, we know who Adam Wingard is, but this one right here is probably one of his more lesser, probably a little bit more unknown, you know, in the horror realm. But Horrible Way to Die. Check this film out. Really good shit, man. Really love that one. Now here's a DVD that pisses me off. Horror High. Now, years ago I ordered the Code Red one off of eBay. This has probably happened to a million people. Of course, they show the Code Red picture, you know, all the specs say Code Red and stuff. It comes as a Desert Island Classics. We know these are like bootlegs, real shitty transfers and shit. Yeah, needless to say, I ended up getting my money back, but fuck, I still don't even have the Code Red edition of Horror High after all these years, but super fun film. I like it. I mean, it's not a great film, but it's fun. Horror Hotel, which I don't know why I still have this DVD in here. Should probably get rid of this, but yeah, we know this film. It's awesome. Blu-ray just came out. Looks great. I believe Arrow's releasing one too. Horror Planet, which is actually known as, oh, I got that one right here. Inseminoid, probably the more common title for the film. This was released by Image, that's why it's up here, but Inseminoid, good shit. Horror Planet, good stuff, man. I enjoy this Norman J. Warren film, man. It's, you know, it kind of grew on me over the years. I never really used to be too keen on it, but it's a really good kind of sci-fi horror, you know, alien type film. It's cool, man. I enjoy it. Here's an interesting film too, Horrors of the Black Museum. Basically about this dude that like hypnotizes his assistant, I believe, to go out and do these crimes. He's like a crime writer, and he basically practices what he's writing. You know, he hypnotizes this person to go and commit all these crimes so he can write about it and stuff. The story of this film is actually pretty interesting. I think it says right on the back, I believe. Yeah, Martin Scorsese was instrumental in having a print of the Horrors of the Black Museum donated to the New York Museum of Modern art, where they actually have like a whole pile of instruments from the actual real murders, because this movie's based off real situations and stuff. So all the instruments that were used in those real life murders are actually in this museum and shit like that. So very cool story behind that one. Horrors of the Blood Monsters, with John Carradine, who, you know, at this point in his career was just fucking always appearing in these low budget shitty films. But this one right here is pretty wild, actually. It's pretty cool sci-fi horror type stuff. It's got vampires and fucking dinosaurs and a whole pile of crazy shit going on in this one. You know, it's an alpha release, so you know what you're gonna get. The transfer is actually, if I remember correctly, not too bad on this one. Sometimes these alpha releases actually are better than expected. So The Host, awesome Asian creature feature film, man. Fucking really good stuff, man. I think it's Korean, yeah. Awesome, we know about that one. Then we got Hostel. I really enjoyed this film, man, to be honest. Yeah, dude, I mean, it's kind of the, you know, the shit that's kind of made Eli Roth. Kind of started off the whole, I mean, not started off, but really popularized, I guess, torture porn. I hate that fucking term, but this is kind of the film that's credited with it, but we know Hostel. It's good shit. Hostel 2, which I actually really enjoyed too. I know this one got shit on quite a bit, but, you know, Hostel 2, it is what it is, man. It's still pretty cool. It's got some good scenes in it. And Hostel 3, which I have never seen the full thing. I've only ever seen about half this movie, and it's not because well, I mean, it's not great by any means. I got sidetracked, I think, a couple different times watching this. I still never finished it, but I need to finish this movie someday. Ingmar Bergman's Hour of the Wolf, fucking classic. This movie is beyond classic, 1968. Yeah, I've talked about this film many times, Top 10 Tuesdays, podcasts and stuff, but check this out, do yourself a favor. Hour of the Wolf, really good shit, man. Great Swedish film. How to Kill a Zombie. This movie is complete shit. From Brain Damage, complete shit. Brain Damage can be hit and miss, but this is one of the, like, I mean, they were on a roll too with a lot of good films and stuff, and this one's just, I don't know, man, really bad horror comedy stuff. House 4, which, I guess my Arrow box set should be here pretty quick, but, yeah, I picked up this DVD years ago because there's no Region 1 release. This is a UK release, but I love this film, and I love the pizza scene. It cracks me up, man. But House 4, The Repossession. Of course, I have all the other House films in various parts of my room. Anchor Bay, Scream Factory, all that bullshit. House... This movie right here actually was not too bad. Michael Madison, Bill Moseley. I think Bill Moseley, if I remember correctly, is not in the film a whole lot, as usual. You know, usually these top billers on these indie films never seem to be in the film a whole lot, but yeah, it was okay, from what I remember. Housebound, awesome. Love this New Zealand flick, man. So funny, man, and it's really well done and stuff. I don't know, man. You know, recently I've been hearing a lot of divide on people's opinions on this film, but I think it's a great horror comedy, man. It's got some really awesome creepy moments in it, but the execution of the comedy in this film had me fucking rolling throughout the film, man. It's just, I love this type of New Zealand humor. It's very much in the realm of, like, you know, Peter Jackson's Bad Taste and Dead Alive. That same type of humor is very prevalent in this, and What We Do in the Shadows, even more recently. You know, that they just have a funny way of approaching comedy, and it just seems to hit home with me. But Housebound, love that film. It's awesome. One of my favorite films of a couple years ago. Then we got another one called Housebound here. This is a Sub Rosa, low budget, pretty shitty film, but actually not too bad. I remember the acting in this film being just atrocious. Like, you can tell right there by those screenshots what you're getting yourself into, but definitely not for everybody, you know, like most Sub Rosa stuff, but yeah. House of a Thousand Corpses. I should keep this just because it's this really strange kind of digipack edition. I do have this on Blu-ray. In fact, actually, House of a Thousand Corpses is one of the very first Blu-rays I ever got. I know it was one of the first Blu-rays to come out, and still to this day, it's one of my favorite, and probably one of the best looking Blu-rays in my entire collection, which is insane, because it's one of the first generation ones. But yeah, we all know House of a Thousand Corpses. I dig it, man. It's a good film. Say what you will about Rob Zombie, but House of the Demon, another low budget kind of, well, exactly what it is. It's a demon film. Good shit though, man. I really enjoyed this one, man. This one actually was a huge surprise. Yeah, that's what you're getting yourself into, some low budget shit right there. But good stuff, man. House of the Demon, I recommend if you're into demon films. House of the Devil, Ty West. I'm a really big fan of this film. I just have, minor problems, which I've mentioned so many times on various, reviews and talking about this film. But the very last scene in the film, I just don't like the scene. Like, it's one of the last shots in the film, actually. It pisses me off, man. I don't know why it's in there. I wish it had to just drop that whole scene, but otherwise, man, it's a really good throwback film. I think it's good shit. The House of Drip Blood, Amicus anthology film. Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, awesome stuff. This film, it still cracks me up to this day. House of Drip Blood, because this movie actually doesn't have any scenes with blood in it at all. Like Amicus, they did very kind of like almost PG anthologies. Like, their stuff was never that hardcore. But this one right here, yeah, it actually doesn't even have blood in it. The House of Dripped, no blood, but still a good film. House of Evil, Boris Karloff. I think this was either one of Boris Karloff's last, or maybe it was even his last appearance on screen. I can't remember the whole story. Oh, it even says right here, Master of Horror, Boris Karloff. Yeah, it was like one of his last ones and stuff. It's interesting because the scenes that were shot, because they signed like a 4-film deal here with Snake People, which is also an Island of the Snake People, which will be coming up in the shelf. Fear Chamber, which I've seen, Sinister Invasion. The U.S. scenes, he shot all his scenes, because these were Mexican production films, were shot by Jack Hill in Hollywood. Of course, Jack Hill, known for his blaxploitation films, Spider Baby and things like that, but House of Evil, fun, man. I enjoy that film, it's cool. House of the Fallen, with C. Thomas Howell, of course, from The Hitcher. House of Fallen. Having a hard time remembering this one. Probably wasn't that great, but I have seen it though. Can't say too much about it. House of Fears. Now, here was another one that completely surprised the shit out of me. I wasn't expecting anything from this. Back in the day, I would always grab these like low budget films, as you can tell, going through these shelves. And, sometimes they're really bad. Sometimes they're pretty decent. This one right here always stuck out to me, man. It's good. It's set in like a, kind of like a, what do you want to call it? This haunted, yeah, it's like a haunted house attraction set on Halloween and stuff. Of course, they get trapped in there. And it's kind of like the Funhouse in a sense, but honestly, I think I like this movie way better than the Funhouse, to be honest. Execution on this was really good, man. Check it out if you like those type of films. Good stuff. House on Haunted Hill remake. This one I really hated when I first saw it. When it first came out, I think I saw this at the cinema. I'm pretty damn sure I saw this in the cinema when it came out. And I just really didn't care for it. It grew on me over the years. So it's actually a pretty good adaptation of it. It's not bad. It's a remake, though. It's very similar to the original. Return to Haunted House. House on Haunted Hill. This one right here, man. I just got Jeffrey Combs in it. The fuck, man? I can't remember okay. Yeah, it's okay, man, for a sequel. I don't know, man. It was alright. I didn't really care for that one. It never really grew on me either. A House is Not a Home. I did a full-length review for this one, too. It's pretty standard kind of ghostly shit. A lot of visions and kind of nightmare scenes and things like that, but it's okay for what it is. It's not, like, horrible or it's not great or anything. It's kind of in between, but it's definitely kind of worth the watch. There's parts in there that were pretty decent, so it was okay. The House of Lost Souls, Umberto Lenzi, made-for-TV film, on this awesome Vipco Screen Time collection. Their fucking covers are the worst. UK DVDs, no Region 1 release. Look at that. Shit comes with a huge tear in the back. Fuck. Are you kidding me? House of Lost Souls. It's pretty good, man. You know what you're getting yourself into with these low-budget TV films, man. They're type of demon films and witchcraft films. House of Witchcraft, speaking of Umberto Lenzi. Same type of deal, man. Made for TV, Italian stuff. Cheesy, but fun. I actually really enjoy both these movies. I think they're pretty cool. House of Witch Doctor. Here's one that I didn't enjoy. I did a full-length review for this one on my channel. I thought this one was shit, man. I thought there was a pretty decent premise here, but the execution was garbage. It's fucking garbage in it. House of Wax. Keep this one around because it does have Mystery of the Wax Museum on it too, which is the original film from 1933. Of course, House of Wax is the remake. So, Mystery of the Wax Museum has been actually remade twice, I guess. Classic, man. House of Wax. I like the fact that Charles Bronson's in this film too. I don't think he says any I think he's kind of mute in the film. He doesn't say anything, but good old young Charles Bronson in that one. Good shit. Speaking of the other remake here, House of Wax. Yeah, Elijah Cuthbert, man. She's fucking so hot, man. Everyone knows this film and is very memorable for Paris Hilton's awesome death in this film. But, you know, this one right here, again, I didn't care for it when it first came out, but over the years it grew on me. I actually really enjoy this film, though. I just take it for what it is, and it's a pretty fun popcorn flick, man. It's not bad. House of Voices, very, very slow, atmospheric, kind of slow burn film. Fuck, this movie's good, man. This is a really interesting film. Chilling story of a woman that discovers the frightening secrets of an abandoned orphanage. It's good, man. I really enjoy this. If you're into slow burn atmospheric films, check this one out. It's pretty cool. Got a pretty cool ending to it too. Where am I here? The Howling 3. Yes. All my other Howling film 1 and 2 are in different various positions in this room. Positions? I don't know why I said that. Howling 3, it's like an Aussie film. I fucking hate this film, man. It's just garbage to me. I hate the story in this film and the way it's executed. There's so much mythology and backstory and stuff, but they change. Everything's so different. Like, the Howling series is pretty much one of the worst franchises out there. And I do know this from experience because I've watched and reviewed all these films on the podcast, which I've seen, you know, pretty much every major franchise film out there and franchises. But The Howling is just exceptionally bad. Really, really bad franchise. And this is a film I've never been able to get into. The Howling 4, which is actually a remake of the first Howling film. But this one right here is more true to the book. It's actually, they adapted the book in this one is what they did, which isn't actually necessarily a good thing. We talk about this on the podcast. You know, sometimes adapting a book straight up is not really the best thing for your film. This proves it. It's not a good film whatsoever. It's pretty low budget, but it's shitty. It's boring at times. It's just not even as good, as close to being as good as the original Howling film. But yeah, Howling 4 is pretty fucking shitty. The Howling 5 and Howling 6. The Howling 5, you know, it's okay. It's, you know, we've seen that story like a million times. Howling 6, you know, these films they're decent. They're not great by any means. I mean, I know a lot of people actually really dig the Howling 5. The Freaks is pretty ridiculous, but yeah. And then we come to one of the worst films I've literally ever seen in my entire life, and that is the Howling 7. Oh my god, this movie is so bad. To me, it's not even a movie. It's more or less like a country music video. It's terrible, man. Like, they shot in this small town, then Clive Turner actually stars in it. He directs it too. And he basically shot like in these pubs and things like that, in these little bars, you know, not using actors, and you can tell, and there's just a lot of musical sequences, and oh, it's fucking terrible. But the story's awful, the effects, it's just super shitty. It's shitty. I think I gave this one a 0.5 out of 10 because it actually got made. It's ridiculously bad. It's just horrible shit. The Howling Reborn, not as bad as expected. So this is like the Howling 8. It's kind of like a reboot. It's not a remake, but it's modern. This one came out like the later 2000s, 2011 or something, or 8. I don't know, something like that. Not a bad film, just not great. It's just a little bit above average, but it's okay. It's better than pretty much most of the other sequels in the franchise. Human Nature. This is a pretty cool film, released by Creepy Six Films, directed by my boy Vince D'Amato. He's from Vancouver. Met him before at HorrorCon, I believe. He's a really cool guy, man. We talked a bunch of times there. He's just a really interesting guy. Human Nature, cool shit though, man. I dig it. Low budget stuff. And The Hunger, which I actually just recently got the Blu-ray, so this can probably come out of the collection now too. Good film. Very, very strange vampire-esque film with Susan Sarandon and David Bowie. If you guys have seen this one, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a haunting film. It's weird. It's a cool film. The Hunt. This one's actually really cool, man. I believe that they're hunting. What the fuck are they hunting this one? Yeah, it's kind of like in a sense, it's, yeah, I think it even says something like the Blair Witch on there too. Yeah. But yeah, no, I won't give it away, but pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty good. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Hunting Humans. This one is from 2002. This is a fun film, man. It's about a serial killer basically hunting. It's pretty self-explanatory, actually. This one right here, I ended up watching for the 2002 Top 10 show that we did on the podcast, and I was pleasantly surprised by this film. It was a big shocker at how I love the execution of this one. It was just kind of raw. These serial killer films that are done like this are just, they're freaky. They're kind of freaky, man. But good film. Hydra, I thought this one was complete and utter shit. I think I remember this. I think the monster is like super CG'd in this and it just looks really bad. So yeah, not a good one at all. I Am Legend, Will Smith. I enjoyed this film. I hate the CG monsters in this though. I think they just look so shitty. So shitty, man. I wish they hadn't done that for that. It kind of takes me out of the film a little bit, but it's not a bad film though. I Am Virgin. Yes, I Am Virgin. One lonely man, 6 billion sex craved vampires. Be careful what you wish for. That's pretty much what you're gonna get on this one. Super low budget, like really bad, but kind of like super funny though. Super funny shit. I Stand Alone. French film. I dig this film, man. I don't know what the hell people... This one seems to get a lot of hate on it. I think it's pretty raw. I don't know. I Stand Alone. It's pretty... I guess it's more extreme type things. I don't know. Ice Cream Man. Yes. Such a good film, man. Such a great 90s film. Everyone knows this one. You know, I wish they would come out with that fucking sequel to this. I know Clint Howard, or he's even been on record saying that, you know, he's down to do it and stuff like that. So I wish they'd really get on that. Pretty cool stuff. Ice Crawlers. Yes. I think it's Spiders. Spiders on the Ice or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is. The desolate Arctic wasteland I've been asleep for millions of years. Yeah, it's some kind of creepy fucking, yeah. CG'd little creatures and shit in this one. It was okay. It's okay. It's kind of like this one right here. I always get these two movies mixed up. Ice Spiders. Yeah, you know, you're getting with this one. Big ass giant fucking ice spiders killing people. It's fucking terrible, but it's so much fun. It's fun, man. Here's one I actually haven't checked out yet. Ice Road Terror. I picked this one up a couple months ago because it looked absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like ancient dinosaurs. I mean, killing people on the road. I mean, really. I mean, you can probably definitely go wrong with this, but you know. The Icing. This is a film I picked up at Wasteland a few years back, and it's really not what I was expecting it to be. Honestly, man, it's more of like a crime film in a sense, but I really didn't dig this one, man. I thought it was slow for what it was, and the acting was really shitty. I generally don't like to say that about indie films, but the acting was like off-putting in this one. Yeah, I didn't really care for this film that much. I gotta say, man, it was kind of a disappointment. Idle Hands. I think Umbrella just announced their Blu-ray release for this. That's pretty funny. Idle Hands, super, super funny horror comedy. This one always cracked me up, man. I never understood the hate for this film. It's just stupid fun. Good shit, though. Some funny-ass kills in that film. Identity with John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet. It's actually a pretty good film. This one surprised the shit out of me. I remember watching this when it first came out back in, 2003, and being pleasantly surprised by this one. It was pretty good. Good atmosphere in that one. Itis Rising. Now, I haven't seen this one yet because I think this one right here is like, it's part of like a trilogy or something like that. So I need to figure out exactly what's going on with this one. But another one I picked up at Wasteland. I still haven't gotten around to checking it out. I Lived. Another film that that gets divided among people's opinions. I think this movie was actually really cool, man. I have to say, from the director Maniac, completely different film. Obviously, this is like a technology type based, film. I thought it was really good, man. There was some really interesting parts and stuff on here, and I thought it was well written. It is what it is. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, but I thought it was a lot better than people were saying it was. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Truly, I am not a fan of this film at all. I know it's blasphemy, right? But I've never cared for this film. I saw it in the theater, and it was okay. I just, honestly, man, Freddie Prinze Jr. for a mainstream film, I don't feel bad about this because, when you're in a big budget mainstream film, acting probably should be pretty good. Freddie Prinze Jr. is atrocious in this film. He's so fucking bad. His acting is terrible, but it's kind of a run-of-the-mill type story that I truly believe these films are overrated. But, yeah. I still know what you did last summer. It's a terrible, terrible sequel. The setting's cool in this film, but otherwise, it's horrible. It's a terrible film. It's a terrible film. And I know this will really crack people up, but I'll always know what you did last summer. This one right here, I actually prefer over part 2. I know a lot of people are screaming at me going, "You're fucking crazy." Most likely I am, but this one right here, it just seems to do it for me a little bit more. I kind of like the killer. I like the story a little better in this one. I don't know. It's just better for me, I guess. Imprint, fucking cool film, man. This one I thought was really damn cool. Yeah, Imprint. Check it out. It's cool, man. Inbred. Pretty much what you're gonna get. Backwoods type fucking inbred killers and shit. This movie had its moments. I think the biggest downfall to this film was the stupid CG that they used. This is a great example of a film that was pretty much... the rating was ruined by its shitty CG. I mean, a film like... You don't need CG in a film like this. Like, they didn't have to CG some of those kills and shit. It brought down the level of the film, but otherwise it actually is pretty fun. So, yeah. And then we got Infection. I believe this is a Japanese film. Infection film. Awesome. Awesome film, man. Oh, dude. Really good shit, man. Check out this one right here. You know, it is what it is. It's, yeah, there's the synopsis if you want to pause that right there. But yeah, good shit, man. I enjoyed that one. You know what you're getting with it. The Initiation. I don't know why I still have this in here, too. I got to take this one out also. I got this on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's a good slasher film, man. You know, it's fun. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one came all fucked up. This was like a brand new copy that I picked up, and it was like, it gotten like moisture in it or something. Yeah, it's like so strange. But anyways, I have this, I even have the Anchor Bay edition too. So, Initiation, man, with what's her name? Daphne Zigna? I don't know. I always remember from Melrose Place. Spaceballs and shit. It's good, man. I like the setting of this film, man. It's cool. But that one can definitely come out of the collection here. Then we got Incubus. I reviewed this one on Body Bags before I left the channel. Hey, again, man, Robert Englund with his shitty films. This one right here, again, has a pretty decent premise to it. I just hated the execution in this film. It was garbage, but, you know, again, could have been better. In My Skin, oh my god. You want to watch hardcore French extreme type shit. This is really nutty body horror right here. Like, that's all I'm gonna say about this, but In My Skin is just nasty. It's fucking nasty, man. Ugh. Check it out. It's awesome. Into the Dam. This is an Aussie kind of Western horror film. And this couple that are killing off these people at their inn. They check in, but they don't check out. Into the Damned, it's fun. You like your Western type horror settings. In the Spider's Web, I thought this one was pretty cool too. Lance, actually quite a big surprise. Lance Hendrickson in this one. I believe he's not in this film a whole lot though. Again, top biller, only showing up a little bit. But yeah, you know, it's basically survival. You know, big ass mutant spiders. In Their Skin. Now this one right here, whew, pretty nasty home invasion film. Pretty realistic. Got some nasty ass parts in it. So if you like your home invasion films, give In Their Skin a shot, man. It's pretty damn cool. So, all right, moving along here. Intercessor, another Rock and Roll Nightmare. Yes, this is the sequel to Rock and Roll Nightmare with John Michael Thor. Again, this one right here is pretty fun, man. It's not as good as the first one, but you know, it's got this kind of this battle going on between these demons and shit like that. It's pretty fun, man. Give it a shot. I think Sub Rosa released that one. David Lynch's Inland Empire. Now, this movie right here, I've heard even people say, oh, it's not a horror film. Fuck, I beg to differ, man. This movie's freaky, man. The way he films, you know, the way he shoots his films is just second to none. No one shoots films like David Lynch does, man. You know, this is an interesting film because he was literally writing this film as they were, you know, as they'd show up to the studio, he would be writing, you know, new dialogue and stuff for the characters and stuff. Like, there was no script before everyone signed on to this one, like Laura Dern and Jeremy Irons and shit. It's so fucking bizarre. There's one scene in this film, man, that just still haunts me every time I think about it. I'm not going to give it away, but fuck, man, it made me jump like crazy. Inland Empire, man. It's good shit. Good David Lynch stuff. Inner Demons, wow. Definitely not as bad as, you know, some people were saying it was. I didn't really care for it, but yeah, it's not great. I'm having some serious issues with in and out here. Innocent Blood, cool film, man. When did this one come out? 1992. Maybe I'll showcase this one in my 90s series. I actually really enjoyed this one. You know, I've been asked about this film a few times, but Innocent Blood, it's one of the better ones. Insane, from the director of Evil Ed, did this one. I love this movie. Insane's awesome. Good shit, man. It's got some pretty nasty shit going on in this hotel. Cool shit, man. If you like Evil Ed, it's completely different. I don't even know why I said that. Completely different. Insaniac, this is the Sub Rosa, I believe, Sub Rosa edition of this film. It's pretty cool, man. You know, it's low budget, fucking garbage, very, very bloody, as you can see and stuff. Pretty interesting. I had ordered another film. I don't remember what it was, but they sent me a copy of Insaniac, which is actually completely released by a different company, Terror Vision or whatever, Terror Television, and different cover and everything. I haven't opened this one, but yeah, I don't know what the hell, man. It's so random. Can't remember the movie, but it was total fuck up. Insecticidal. Oh man, this movie is shitty. It's so bad. Like, this movie is so... It's definitely one of those films you'd like to do a commentary on, because the CG and shit in this one, and the act, everything in this movie is just horrible. It's got some of the worst effects in it, I think, of all time. It's absolutely atrocious. It's pretty funny, though. If you're into bad movies, check it out. Intermedio. Wow, man, I can't remember this movie whatsoever. All I remember is, Edward Furlong's in this film. Steve Rail's back. I gotta check this one out again. I don't remember this one too much. I do remember kind of digging this film, but I gotta check that one out again. Too many movies, can't remember them all. Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, man, I mean, it's Anne Rice. I mean, we all know this film right here. Brad Pitt, Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas. Crazy cast, man. I know that Anne Rice didn't want Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, I believe, in this film. And it turns out after some readings or something like that, she approved it. And it's kind of a crazy story, actually. But she thought that they were too big to be in the film. In the Grizzly Maze. Awesome, man. Killer Bear film. I think this is fucking awesome, man. I heard some people say they didn't really care for this one, man. Shit, dude. It's awesome. I thought it was great. They don't really make a lot of Killer Bear films like that anymore. Intruders, another really fun film. Home invasion film with a twist. You probably already know what the twist is. I mean, there can only be one twist. What? No, I mean, there's some home invasion films that are similar to this one, but I thought this one was really good. It was good. I mean, the setup to the film with the money and stuff, I was just like, okay. But yeah, it's good for what it is, though. It's got some nasty parts in it. Inugami. I think this is a Japanese film, I want to say. Pretty weird shit, actually, from what I remember. This is just a really strange film. It's to do with, like, these evil spirits. If you summon the spirit and use it for something in a wrong way, it'll come back for revenge and things like that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like based on the mythology. Invitation to Hell. Wes Craven's, I believe this was a TV film. Not a bad film. I actually rewatched this, I think, last summer. Or watched it last summer. I think it was like the first time. I don't know if I'd ever seen the film before. It's not bad though, man. It's definitely a Wes Craven film that's not talked about as much. I don't know. It's pretty good though. The Invasion. I still haven't checked this out. Nicole Kidman, Daniel Craig. This is like the 4th Invasion of the Body Snatchers film. Still need to check that one out. Irreversible. Some more French extreme. Actually, quite a few French extreme films in this section here. We all know this one, Monica Bellucci, Vincent Cassel. Probably one of the nastiest rape scenes of all time. It's just brutal. And this movie's cool, man, because it's all done backwards. And it's done, like, to the point where they even reversed, like, the music and shit like that. And it almost kind of makes you sick while you watch the film. It's really interesting. If you've never seen Irreversible, check it out. Classic shit. I Saw the Devil, which I do believe I have this on Blu-ray too. I don't know why this is still in the collection, but classic, man. Everybody knows this one. It's just fucking amazing. From Kim Ji-woon. Awesome. This is just an amazing revenge film. It's fucking awesome. Good stuff. I Spit on Your Corpse, I Spit on Your Grave. Isn't that the best title ever? You know, with a title like that, man, you think the movie would be amazing. It's not really that great. It's like a revenge film, of course. Executed pretty poorly. It's low budget shit. There was a couple moments in this one that were pretty decent, but overall it's pretty average. I mean, definitely had its moments. So I Spill Your Guts. This is a James Balsamo film. covered a couple of his films, actually. I think Hack Job was on the last shelf. I Spill Your Guts, not bad, you know. Again, you know, him and his freaking soundtracks, it's just like, it's like watching a fucking music video. You know, there's just so much music, you know, metal and shit like that, but it's okay. For low budget, if you're into low budget shit, man, give it a shot. I Spit in Your Grave, the original, enough said, I guess. Classic shit. Demi Moore's ass. Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. Well, it's so interesting that they used her ass for the cover of this film. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of it. I mean, it's not a great film, but it's pretty classic, and it's definitely worth watching. I Spit on Your Grave remake. In my opinion, man, I think the revenge in this film is just obviously a lot more nasty. I gotta say, the shotgun scene, man, holy fuck, pretty nasty. But that's one thing I do like about this film. It's very much similar. Well, I mean, it has its differences, but the revenge is nasty in this film. Really, really fucking nasty. I Spit in Your Grave 2, which I enjoyed too. I thought it was decent. You know, it's more of what you're getting from the first film. Yeah, it was cool. And then I Spit in Your Grave 3. I did have problems with this film, but you know, even with those minor problems, I still thought it was actually pretty damn cool, man. You know, same chick as the part 2. Cool, man. Island of the Dead with Malcolm McDowell. Whew, man. Malcolm McDowell, what are you doing, man? This movie's shit. It's so bad. It's like one of those movies where you're just like, how in the fuck did Malcolm McDowell end up doing this movie? It's terrible. It's really, really bad. Island of Snake People, like I mentioned earlier, that we'd see this one. I still have not seen this movie. I haven't opened it. Another one of those films, you know, that was shot at the same time as those other ones. Jack Hill did the American shots in this one, but yeah, I need to check that one out. Still haven't checked it. Isolation, awesome film, man. Really, really good stuff. I believe this is an Irish film. I think I had this in my Irish top 10. Cool film, man. You know, obviously about kind of like this disease and shit like that. I can't remember exactly what the storyline is in it, but they get trapped out on this farm and shit, and they can't go anywhere. It's pretty nasty shit. Good atmosphere in that one. It's Alive trilogy. Yeah, It's Alive 1, 2, and 3. These are always fun films, man. Larry Cohen films. Yeah, good classic stuff right there. What do we got here? Oh, It Happened at Nightmare Inn, which is actually known as, let's take a trip over here to the other side of the room, is also known as A Candle for the Devil. Scorpion releases Blu-ray. Really, really good transfer. Awesome film too, man. Really enjoy this film, actually. It's got some pretty interesting shit. This was like an old cheesy flicks edition. I forgot I even had this in the collection, but it's kind of cool that it's under the name It Happened at Nightmare Inn, over A Candle for the Devil, but good shit though. I enjoy it. It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want To. Yes, low budget demon shit right here. Fucking Tom Savini's actually in this film too. I met Tom Savini at Wasteland and I actually asked him about this film, and he's like, his response to me was, "I don't talk about that film." I was like, what? And I go, no, seriously, why were you in this film? And he goes, actually, they were students of his at his school, at his effects school. And they were making this movie, and they asked him if he'd do like a quick little cameo in it and stuff. And that's how he appears in this film, or why he appears in this film, because it was the students making the film. He really hates his film, but I fucking love this one, man. It's got some really good shit. It's got some nasty gore. I mean, what you would expect from, you know, students of effects. You know, the filmmaking itself is kind of choppy, but the effects are good in this. It's cool. I enjoyed it. iZombie, still need to check this one out. It's part of this trilogy. This is the first one of the Andrew Parkinson trilogy. And I think I've shown a couple of the other ones off, but I just recently got these, so I need to check them out. Oh, Jack Frost. So, yeah, I keep this in the collection. It's the Region 2 DVD of it. I've got this on Blu-ray too. Jack Frost, fun, stupid silliness. It's fun though, man. You can't... Yeah, it's Jack Frost. And this one right here is for Jack Frost 2. I actually ordered Jack Frost, like the single edition, but they sent me this one. I was like, fuck. But Jack Frost 2, absolutely shitty. It's so shitty. It's so ridiculous, man. Jack Frost set in a tropical island, like in the Caribbean. Oh my god, it's bad. It's good for a laugh, though, but it's really, really bad. Speaking of bad films, Jacko, Deluxe 10-year anniversary. This one's got like Leanna Quigley in it, Cameron Mitchell, John Carradine, Brink Stevens. Oh my god, the cast is amazing. I think the first scene where Leanna Quigley's in this is she's like in the shower or some shit, of course. Killer fucking jack-o'-lantern. It's bad. It's fun though. This one's actually like legitimately shitty jack-o'-lantern. Again, you know, killer jack-o'-lantern, and it's shitty, man. It's so bad. Jacko Slasher. Oh my god, how many of these fucking movies do I have? Jacko Slasher. This one right here, actually, I was surprised at like how good the killer actually looked in this for how low budget it was. It's not bad. It's your typical type story. Jack the Reaper. I didn't really care for this one too much. It felt like it had moments in it where it was going to start to shine a little bit, but then it just kind of falls off. The execution's shitty in this film too. Jackhammer Massacre. Again, this one sucks. I'm going to probably say that a few times here coming up. Jackhammer Massacre, same thing. You know, fucking typical storyline, out in the woods, and, you know, people start getting picked off by this killer. It's not great. Jacob. I actually enjoyed this one. I'm not really 100% sure why people were hating on this one too much, but I thought it was creepy, man. I thought he was actually kind of cool as the killer in this one. It wasn't bad. Jacob. It's okay. Moving into something classic here from the 90s, Jacob's Ladder. Oh, it's such a good film. Such an amazing film, man. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's awesome. Getting into some Jess Franco double features. Now, these double features right here, which I got 3 of them, are like all films from like 2000 post or whatever. I think maybe some of these are from later 90s. I'm not 100% sure, but double feature Helter Skelter and Dr. Wong. These were on the Sub Rosa label. These are actually really hard to get a hold of. I think they're out of print. They're just like the only releases of all these films, which is explainable because they're all pretty bad, but they're Franco and I like Jess Franco. So Red Silk, Snake Woman. They call this Erotic Rites of a Virgin double feature. Again, more Jess Franco kind of, you know, C-level shit. It's almost like softcore porn, and for fuck's sakes. Blind Target and Broken Dolls. Blind Target actually wasn't that bad from what I remember. It was actually kind of funny. Broken Dolls, I can't remember some of these films, but Jess Franco stuff. The Jitters, John Fasmo's The Jitters, Hopping Vampires, yes, with James Hong. This movie's so funny. Gotta check it out, man. It's really good shit, man. The Jitters, good stuff. I'm just trying to speed this up a little bit, guys. Jolly Roger, Massacre at Cutter's Cove. Oh, man, the CG in this film is atrocious, man. Again, just ruin the film with CG, man. Ugh, fuck off with that CG bullshit. Joshua... Again, killer kid shit with Sam Rockwell. I enjoyed this one. I know some people, again, man, I kept hearing... I thought it was pretty good. I'm a big fan of these killer kid films, though. I mean, if you're not into them, I would suggest staying away from it. But Joyride 3, I do have the other 2. They're in a box set, like, way the fuck up here. If you can focus. There it is, next to the Ed Wood classic box set. Joyride 3, you know, it's ridiculous, but super fun. Super fun. One of the Dead, speaking of ridiculous films, you know, it's kind of like I think this is a Cuban film. I think this was the first film from Cuba. Oh, I hope I'm not fucking that up. Something like that, rather. Yeah, it's kind of like a Shaun of the Dead type deal, but this one's so much more fun than Shaun of the Dead. June, not a great film. Speaking of killer kid films, I didn't really care for the execution. Actually, the story in this was pretty shitty, too. Ju-On... Original. I enjoy it, man. I think it's actually really good. Creepy. I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I enjoy it. Ju-On 2, again, I think it's pretty good. K11. This one actually has Jason Mewes in it. It's like a prison type. It's more of like a drama horror type deal. I don't know. It was okay, though. It wasn't bad. Kids Go to the Woods, Kids Get Dead. It's the best title ever. Best title ever, man. Fucking fun ass film, dude. I was like laughing so hard at this one. It's actually really good though. There's some good kills in this one. Definitely worth checking out. The Killage. This is an Umbrella release or a Monster release. This is a Aussie, you know, kind of horror comedy slasher that I don't really care for a whole lot, man. I thought it was definitely hyped up. Not hyped up, but some people said it was really good and stuff, and I don't know, man. It was okay. I didn't really care for it as much as other people. Kill Granny Kill. Oh my god, man. The granny in this film, so funny. So funny. Her acting is just, it's like the worst ever. It's like the worst ever, but so much fun. Kill Granny Kill, loved it. Really good stuff. Some more spoof shit. Kill Keith. Obviously, Kill Bill. That's ridiculous. And my favorite shit ever. The best British horror comedy since Shaun of the Dead. Yep, go fuck yourself. Alright. Kill List. Amazing. Absolutely love this film to death. I think it's amazing. The ending's awesome. Killer Bees, a C. Thomas Howell. I think this one's from 2002 also, yeah. Killer Bee flick. CGBs, of course. But it's fun, man. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. Then we got Killer Buzz, another Killer Bee film. Of course. I mean, you'd expect nothing less from a title like Killer Buzz. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's shitty, but it's fun. Killer Crocodile. This is actually not a bootleg. This is a French edition. Comes with Crocodile 2. Yeah, this one is actually out of print. Hard to get now. You see the cover. It's reversible cover, but French edition of both films. And I have to say, man, the prints on these, awesome, man. Like, anamorphic widescreen. Look damn good, man. Fun flicks, man. Love them. Killer Mermaid. Way better than I was anticipating it to be. There needs to be more Killer Mermaid films. I thought it was pretty damn cool. Killer Movie. I gotta change up this case. This movie right here actually surprised me. It was a lot better than expected. Stupid floating head cover. Terrible cover, but yeah, you know, it's about a group of people that are getting killed off in the making of a movie. It's pretty fun though. It's not overly original, but it's cool. Killer Pad, absolutely fun as hell and hilarious, man. So many funny parts in this film. Really good shit. Killer Party. William Freud's awesomeness. I love Killer Party so much, man. It's one of my favorite films. It just really is. And then we got Killer Rats, CG rats. But you know me with my rat films, I just love them. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with rats. I just love rats. Killer rat films. Killer Snakes, She Shao. People that watched Mining Godzilla's fucking marathon understand that joke, but yeah, that's how you say Killer Snakes in, I don't know what language I guess it is. I guess in Korean or something. I don't know. Awesome. Awesome film, man, from the 70s. Love it. Then we got Killer Story. This one right here is pretty cool, man. It's a brain damage anthology film. Very, very low budget, of course, being brain damage and stuff. Joe Estevez is in this film, so you know it's got to be bad. But no, I really enjoyed the stories in this. It was kind of cool, man. I think it's like 3-4 stories in it. And yeah, sitting around. I think they're sitting in a bar telling stories, some shit. Cool stuff. Stuart Gordon's King of the Ants. Awesome flick, man. Really cool shit. Way different than, you know, you would expect from Stuart Gordon, but it's got some really interesting stuff. It's shot like super low budget. Like, it's really weird, but King Kong remake from 76. It is what it is, man. I think it's actually pretty fun. Some people don't care for it, but King Kong Liz from 86. It's not a great movie, but it's pretty fun to watch. And honestly, King Kong looks like shit in this film, but it's pretty fun, though. King of the Abyss. King of the Abyss. What the Kiss the Abyss? Oh my god. This one right here, man, I'm having a hard time remembering. I think this is like a... I think it's like a ghostly, killed by an intruder. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's so... Yeah, she comes back from the dead and blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's okay. Kiss of the Damned. By far one of my favorite vampire films of, you know, the last, since the millennium, man. I've talked about this film many, many times. Postmodern, or post-2000 vampire films. This is definitely up there. Kiss of the Damned, check it out. It's fucking great film, man. Really good shit. Kiss of the Vampire from the early 60s. Cheesy, low-budget shit. Pretty cool, man. I think it's, yeah, it is in black and white, actually. I actually enjoyed that film. It's good. Then here's a fun one, man. Nightmare slasher film. Like a knight. Like a knight going around killing people off. From Sabrosa. Good shit, though. It's fun. Then we got Knock Knock. With this lenticular cover. Sorry about the fucking glares and shit. Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. This premise has been done a lot before, but it has its moments. And then the sequel, Knock Knock 2, which was alright. Based on found footage. That's right. Yeah, this one's Night Before Halloween. That's right. So more of the same stuff, just, you know, the setting's a little better, actually. But then we got Knock Knock. This is a remake, either a Roth film with Keanu Reeves. I thought it was pretty decent. you know, it was an okay film. I didn't think it was atrocious like some people were saying, but it's definitely not as good as some people were saying though too. So very, very divided opinion film. Then we got Colobus. I talked about this one in my 90s series. I think in episode 1 or 2. I can't remember. Awesome. Really, really good stuff. You know, if you haven't watched that 90s episode, it's either 1 or 2. Check it out. But the Colobus is just phenomenal. It's really good stuff. And then here's another copy of Colobus. This is the UK. This is like a full screen edition, but yeah. So Cottontail. Yes, more brain damage shit, man. Killer rabbits. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's really, really bad, low budget shit, man. It's pretty fun though. Krampus, Christmas Devil. I haven't gotten around to watching any of these Krampus films because I got them at Christmas time and I just didn't watch them. I don't watch Christmas films out of the season, so. But yeah, Christmas Devil. And then here's the sequel, Krampus 2, The Devil Returns, which I heard these are just atrocious, so. But they're Christmas-related films, so. Krampus, The Reckoning. Still need to check this one out. I heard this one is really bad. And then, of course, it even had a sequel, too. Krampus Unleashed. Oh, my God. Like, how many of these? All these films came out, like, in a year span. It's nuts. Cruel. I did a full-length review for this one on my channel. Definitely, the execution of this film was the biggest problem. I think that it's way too long. I think they could have tightened this one up a little bit, and you know. But there's a decent movie in here, but it turned out to be pretty average, to be honest. And the last one on the shelf is one I still haven't even opened yet, and it's Ku Klux Klan vs. Neo-Nazis, directed by Steve Rosinski, who most recently did Carousel. Yeah, same guy directed this one. So, Ku Klux, which was such a fun movie, but yeah. He's a nice guy, man. I met him at Wasteland a few years ago, and we talked for a long time. He's pretty cool shit. Seen a bunch of his films, I just need to check that one out, so... But yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for shelf number 8. Whew, this video is really, really long. Anyways, guys, as usual, peace!